And he came out and proceeded, as was his custom, to the Mount of Olives, and the disciples also followed him. When he arrived at the place, he said to them, "Pray that you may not enter into temptation." And he withdrew from them about a stone's throw. And he knelt down and began to pray, saying, "Father, if you are willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done." Now an angel from heaven appeared to him, strengthening him. And being in agony, he was praying very fervently, and his sweat became like drops of blood falling down upon the ground. We find this in Luke 22:39-44. In the garden, the full scope of Jesus' mission had become readily apparent, and he knew what lay ahead of him. Upon leaving the garden, he knew the betrayal of one of his own, the derision and mocking by the soldiers, the circus trial in which guilty politicians proclaimed judgment on him, the brutal beatings, the crucifixion. Even still, his closest friends and followers couldn't stay awake long enough to pray. Jesus said that his soul was overwhelmed with sorrow. 3 times he prayed that his Father would take the cup of suffering from him. Yet more than that, he wanted to accomplish God's will. Can you imagine the kind of praying? Without a doubt, this was the most terrible mission ever given to an individual. As you gaze upon the serene garden scene, consider the anguish Jesus must have felt, the mental strain as he tried to grapple with his Father's will. Are you sure this is what you want me to do? Take time to pray while sitting by the garden. Allow your thoughts to center on Jesus. Remember that his anguish was so great, his sweat became like drops of blood. Even so, we see his despair shift to confidence in one word: nevertheless. Nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done. Mount of Olives, having considered Christ's obedience, reflect about the mission that he has given you. Is God calling you to do something you naturally want to resist? But his persistent voice is calling you forward. Following God's will require substantial sacrifice. Is there a sacrifice God is asking you to make? Perhaps on the behalf of some family member, or maybe your church? Think about it. Let God's example guide you to be a faithful and obedient to his mission, regardless of the cost. Now let us pray. Father, thank you for accepting your mission. Thank you for being willing to go through all of this for us, that we might gain salvation. Father, there's lots of times I confess that I'm not ready to sacrifice, and I think God, I really don't want to do that, or God, I can't do it. But help me to remember that you require me to be faithful, and Father, that through you I can do all things, and you will help me and help me to remember, not my will, but thine be done. For I ask it in Jesus' name.